Warning, this podcast will obviously contain spoilers.
Obviously.
This podcast is brought to you by that asshole.
Exactly. What's up, everyone, and welcome to a special episode of the As Seen on TV podcast, well, As Seen on the Big Screen podcast, I guess, for Avengers: Age of Ultron. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me are Clio.
Hi.
And John.
Hello.
And Erika.
We're not superheroes.
Got my name wrong. I'm Captain America.
This mask was passed out to me when we went to see the movie by a certain crazy person sitting over there.
I passed out masks that day. It was a good day.
And I found it in my pocket today.
And Dom is not amused.
And he is not amused at all.
And the cake is a lie.
It is a lie. So,
These are all very true facts.
Age of Ultron, something that has been heavily hyped for a very long time now.
Yes. About 2 years now.
Did it live up to the hype is the question.
I'm hearing so many no's.
I'm hearing so many disappointments, and
Yeah.
a lot of the disappointment that I hear is coming from people who absolutely adored the first Avengers and thought the movie was amazing.
I mean, I absolutely adored the first Avengers, and I absolutely love Age of Ultron.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I liked
it. Was
it.
amazing.
I've liked it. It was an amazing movie, but, you know, now that I read some of the things people are saying about why it wasn't as good for them, I guess they have valid points, right?
I mean, I understand what they're saying. I understand why they would think that. I don't think that at all. I don't think any of those things that I've read or heard.
People are entitled to their opinion, even when they're wrong.
Yes.
Of course.
So,
The motto of the internet.
I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. My single biggest gripe with the movie is that Ultron seemed far more villainous in the trailers than he did in the actual movie.
Yes. Yeah.
So
He was kind of a jokester in the movie.
I loved how... See, I've never been a person who likes to compare to the comic books because... You know, the MCU is its own designation. It's in a completely separate universe. It's not relative to the comic books at all. But, like, everybody's talking about how Ultron was just supposed to be this ultimate badass and, you know, basically comparing Ultron to Brainiac. And, no, Ultron was basically, like, comic relief. Or, like, he was basically the computer version of Tony Stark. And that's what we got.
This it was.
But that's who made him, so
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. The people.
That's what I liked about him.
The Ultron in the trailer was more like the Ultron in the comics and in the cartoons. He was scary, really, really evil. But the Ultron we got on screen was sarcastic and had a temper problem. In the comics, Ultron was made by Hank Pym, who is a much more serious person than Tony Stark. This Ultron is a product of Tony Stark.
There's something else I really noticed too, is Ultron when he first started off was very serious and very that trailer element. But then what happened was he went out onto the internet, and then once he got onto the internet, he became silly and crazy and basically like the internet. He became 4chan. You know?
I don't know if I'd go that far, but...
or like, Reddit or Tumblr or, any of these other just silly sites. He just became
if he was
infected.
Tumblr, he would have been defending animal rights while destroying the world.
There was a tweet I saw from
While
somebody.
fangirling.
Somebody tweeted something along the lines of the most realistic part of Age of Ultron was him deciding the human race needed to be annihilated after spending a few minutes on the internet.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. No, he got that pretty square on.
And I mean, I think maybe the internet had a hand in him being funny, but I really do think it's the influence Tony had on him.
he said one of Tony's lines before he did.
Exactly.
I
He
mean-
was making the same jokes as him.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think like a lot of people's gripes at the movie were more. I mean, like the Ultron stuff, I don't get because like just fucking it's not a set in stone character. They're allowed to be different. Calm the fuck down, nerds.
But I
It's
don't
okay.
think I don't think that's the problem. I think it's that people were also expecting this very serious, very evil thing, and what we got was a psychopath. Yeah, he was evil.
But we
but
had that already. We've had
he was more
that
crazy
villain.
than
We don't need more. Yeah, we've had that villain before. We don't need crazy psychopath again. It's nice to have someone who was like cool.
Everybody's been talking about how the MCU is going darker and it's really going to this dark place, and it's just not starting that way. You know, this is the end of phase 2. Phase 3 is when it goes like, you know, dark.
yeah.
So
Right.
And I think that
can't, I
people
don't know.
were disappointed in this movie because it's not so much. It was not so much focused on the plot of Ultron as it was in setting up Phase 3, which I don't have a problem with.
Right.
Because I still felt invested in the Ultron story, even though a lot of it can be seen and is actually set up for Phase 3. It was more of a setup for Phase 3 than it was an end for Phase 2, which I think people didn't like.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Dom in chat saying that he never felt for one moment that the world was in danger, and I mean, I guess I could see that. We were if you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a couple days before, you know, the movie came out, they hyped it up with, you know, the one character, Renner, had a vision saying that all, you know, metal men are going to destroy our cities. Like, the world is going to change and all this crazy shit's going to happen. The metal men, they didn't attack all of their cities. They attacked one city.
Well, also, I mean, Renner is a drama queen.
There is that, but
We've
I mean,
seen she's over-exaggerated things. But what Dom said that he had access to nuke codes. He actually didn't. The whole movie, Ultron was trying to get the nuke codes, and Jarvis was stopping him the whole time.
right. So
That's why Tony went to was it Oslo?
Oslo, yeah.
To
The
the
Nexus.
hub, the internet hub, to
The center
find
of
out
the
who the
internet.
hacker was. Found it was Jarvis.
Yeah. And I'm guessing failing to get the nukes, that's where Ultron came up with I'll just make a meteor out of the Earth and crash it back into the Earth.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense and because he was looking at the world from a very historical perspective. So he was like, well, what's the best reset button that I've seen in history? Meteor. Okay, we'll do that.
And I think also they did a really good job with showing just how fanatical and almost like a zealot Ultron was. And I think even if he had the nuke codes, he might not have used them, because it was just not quite as symbolic as sending a meteor crashing down onto Earth.
Very true. Very true. I think there would have been a backup plan for him if he had that.
Yeah.
Also, there's something going around that how much more did Ultron know than we were shown? Because he was animated by, the essence of the mind gem, pretty much. So,
Well, he was animated by... It wasn't like the mind gem touched him. It was... They were running... See, and I watched it twice, and I'm still not entirely sure what happened, because they were running simulations and tests with, like, the blueprint they had of the mind gem.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why Ultron went crazy, because he wasn't the mind gem like Vision is. He was a copy, so it was like watered down and somewhat not whole.
Well, he was
like
the source
Vision.
code. You
Yeah.
think of it as he was a blank slate, where like he was just like, if you think of it like a game engine, he was the game engine, whereas the Vision is the finished game, you know. So he was like a complete blank slate, which is why when he downloaded all that information, he was like, everything must go.
Yeah.
All right, I can
That's
go
right,
with
because
that.
he wakes up confused. He's like, why
Yeah.
don't I have a body? Why? What is happening?
Mhm.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right, yeah, that does make sense, exactly.
Yeah, because he didn't know anything about. He's like, "What the fuck am I?"
He learned the words
okay.
from the internet.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea.
That is a bad idea, exactly. And now that we mentioned another character, the Vision, I have to state I was actually quite pleased with the Vision.
I loved the Vision so much.
And quite pleased that they didn't recast Paul Bettany, who's, you know, was the voice of Jarvis for how many movies. And the running joke going around is that, you know, he was actually pissed he had to, you know, physically show up. Yeah, and there was an interview done, and, you know, Bettany said that he's like, it used to be I'd show up for 45 minutes, do my thing, they'd hand me a bag of cash, and I'd leave. And then there's another one right below from Robert Downey Jr. saying, yeah, Paul Bettany was actually a little miffed that he had to do something for once.
He had to work this time around.
Yeah.
That's funny. And I wish...
You gotta get in shape, too.
Wish I had my Vision mask. I lost it. I have no idea where it is.
I think
Mia has it.
Mia has it still.
Nikki said that it was here, in my house.
I gotta check my truck. She might have left it in the truck.
Okay.
Because, yeah, Mia was the one wearing that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on. Sorry, that has nothing to do with the movie.
I just... yeah.
He was my favorite part.
He was my favorite part. He just hands Thor Mjolnir, and everybody's just... that stops the movie.
Yeah, everyone in the theater was just like, what?
Nah, I was watching it, you know, early showing, and it was about 15 people in the theater. And then when Vision just grabs Mjolnir and hands it to him, he's like, we gotta go. Everybody just busted out laughing. Because the whole payoff from earlier was like, no one is worthy. No one can pick up the hammer. Mm-hmm. And then Vision just grabs it and it's like, here. You know?
I mean, obviously, that was the whole, yep, we trust this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's also the ultimate, what the fuck can you say to that? There's literally nothing you can say in response.
Exactly. Nothing you could say at all.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like in the end of the movie where they're arguing about whether an elevator would be worthy.
What about they forgot about the coat rack.
You set the Mjolnir on the elevator. Elevator goes up. Elevator's not worthy.
Elevator's not worthy. And I wish that they would have done it too, because if in the scene where they're all trying to pick up the hammer, if someone would have moved the table would have moved.
Right.
With the hammer still on it.
Yes.
It probably would have.
I wish someone would have just moved the table and been like,
there.
Fuck.
I'm partially worthy.
They would have fallen through the floor.
I think Black Widow figured that out.
Yeah.
Because she
that's
looked at it.
I have to prove.
She's looked at it and she's like, no, I don't have to prove that.
Yeah.
I already know it.
Exactly. And that finally ends. I know fans have been chomping at the bit a little bit for someone else besides Thor to pick that up. And finally we got that. The one popular theory would be a post-credit scene with Stan Lee as a janitor cleaning up their mess, and he just moves Mjolnir to clean under it and then puts it back.
Yeah.
It was really cool that Steve kind of nudged it just a little bit.
Because you heard it go, and Thor got really scared.
It moved.
No, it moved.
Yeah, it went, it squeaked the table.
There was a fan theory I saw that stated that, you know, he could have lifted it, and he realized that, but he didn't want to be the ruler of Asgard, so he didn't bother.
I think that's very funny. I don't think that that's true.
No, exactly.
Well, they had touched on that in the movie. You know, Tony was like, so if I pick this up, I can rule Asgard.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
yes.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm. And let's not forget that the hammer is terribly well balanced.
That's terribly well balanced.
Yeah.
You lose power on the swing.
It's too heavy, you lose power on the swing.
Apparently. So, where else do we got to go from here?
If we're just jumping around everywhere, I want to talk about my favorite part of the movie.
Well, damn it, do it.
Roll your phone first, damn it.
It's just, well, I threw my little snarky first. Yes, little snarky.
Well, there you go.
Got it.
But,
Aha.
where they're all like, you know, what do we do? What the hell's going on? Where's everything happening? And then the freaking helicarrier just rises out of nowhere. And there's dude standing there. He's like, oh yeah, I found this thing sitting in some mothballs. dusted it off. Good and new.
He said it would be dramatic. He wasn't lying.
No.
That was pretty
wasn't.
dramatic.
And then dude just Quicksilver just looks at it like, this is S.H.I.E.L.D. This is what S.H.I.E.L.D. is supposed to be. This I like.
This I like.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Great commentary for the entirety of, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the show going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're up to date on that.
This is what S.H.I.E.L.D. is supposed to be.
Right, exactly. This is what S.H.I.E.L.D. is supposed to be, and if you've been watching the show, the two options are neither. Not even close to that.
Yeah.
At the request of Dom, I did not watch last night's episode.
Neither did
Me
I.
neither. I had so much physical restraint to not turn the TV on this afternoon.
Yes, I too.
Oh my God, you're the H now.
I'm the H.
She's the H now.
The Hawkas. So after much pleading from the internet, we get Hawkeye backstory.
We do get Hawkeye, and I was
Finally.
actually going to go into that, and this is another... Dom was talking to me a couple days ago, and this is one of his other problems with the movie. A lot of too many side plots for him. And this is where I disagree with him. He didn't like, or if I'm remembering right, he said he wasn't too fond of the Hawkeye scenes. Like, he felt that could have been left out. I liked it.
Yeah.
No,
I loved it.
actually,
Because
well, I'd gone into the movie, and maybe even the first 15, 20 minutes of the movie, thinking, okay, why is Hawkeye even an Avenger? Why is he even here? Why is he part of the team? Why,
Right,
there's all these doubts and questions, and then it's like he just gets the backstory, and you get the reason why Hawkeye's on the team and why he's there,
right, and...
because he's their sanity.
Yeah.
The running
Yeah.
goof is Joss Whedon felt bad for the character, and so he made it up to him this movie.
Yeah. I mean,
oh, he totally did. I mean, that's clear as day, and I'm totally fine with it.
He has a secret
is he gonna
family.
be all right? Pretending to need this guy really brings the team together.
Right.
I love that line. How's he doing? I'm afraid he's still Barton. Oh, that bad?
That
Yeah.
bad. Oh,
I mean, he had the best line of the movie. No one would know.
No one would know.
No
Nobody
one would know. No one would know.
I love
No.
that. I can put an arrow right here. No one would know.
It's got
Last
that
I saw
joke-
him, Ultron had him.
Last I saw, Ultron was on top of him. That joke is so bittersweet now.
Yes.
And the ending.
So, okay, so we'll start off with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. What do you think?
Love him.
Love them?
I've absolutely loved the way they interpreted Scarlet Witch on this.
Mm-hmm. I
That's-
agree.
Yeah,
That's
they were
yeah.
awesome.
I was telling one of my friends that's literally the first time I've ever identified with a superhero. It's like, that's just awesome. I love that. She got freaking not really telekinetic powers, but force fields. She throws fire. She's just doing all kinds of stuff. She's got mind control. Just awesome.
Yeah. Very well. I better than I expected. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And I love that talk that she got. It's like, just if you don't feel up to it, just stay here. I'll send your brother in after you. You'll be fine. It doesn't matter. But I'm going out there because I got a job to do. And so if you want to come out there, second you step out that door, you're an Avenger.
Yeah. I was a little... That was one thing where I was like, oh, it wasn't both of them he was giving that speech to. I was kind of like, oh, I wanted it to be both of them.
Well, Quicksilver was already outside doing shit.
I know.
He was already
Yeah.
an Avenger. He was already doing
It already
the
clicked
work.
in his head, whatever needed to click in her head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that portrayal was good. I don't know if I necessarily agree with them killing all of Quicksilver.
Oh.
Well, I'm predicting...
I don't like it, but
I got it right now, guys. I'm predicting that when Scarlet Witch... Because now Scarlet Witch only has psychic and telekinetic abilities. When I think she's going to discover she has reality warping abilities, and when she does... Oh, wait, there's Pietro! He's back!
he's not dead. And also, Cap, you're wearing a fedora always. Always.
Yeah.
Well, they had interviewed the actor that played Quicksilver,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, yeah, I was killed in the movie, and Joss Whedon doesn't really want me to come back because he wants there to be some kind of epic death in every movie he does, but he's not in charge of it anymore. Disney's in charge of it. Marvel's in charge of it, and if they want to bring me back, I'll do it.
Right. So, and that's the other, he wants there to be some meaningful death. Honestly, if they wanted some meaningful, resonating death, they needed to choose someone else.
Well,
Yes.
okay.
I thought it was going to be Hawkeye.
The whole entire movie, I thought it was going to be Hawkeye. They were
Yes.
making
Yeah.
jokes. It's like pretending to need him. Even his wife was like, "Are you sure that they need you?"
That's the standard.
Or not? No. Are you sure? No. Because she said, "I know they need you," and that's what's scary.
That's like the standard Whedon MO. Make you love the character, then kill them.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was expecting
That's coming.
the whole movie. I was expecting Hawkeye to die, and when he was running for that kid, I was like, "And this is where it happens."
But I think that was
Here
done
comes
really
the
well
sad.
because it's like, hey, here, this whole time you think it's going to be this character, and then at the very last second, it's not.
And Quicksilver even told us we didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Right?
That fucker looked dead at the camera and said, "You didn't see that coming."
Yeah,
Well,
you know what?
guys.
You're right.
That was like a reference to the other
Motherfucker.
earlier thing when they were enemies.
Well, yes, it was a reference to
yeah,
that, but at
but-
the same time, it was a
I
direct
think
commentary on that scene.
Oh yeah,
He
fourth
was
wall
talking
breaker.
to us, I think, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got that. That
So-
was...
Yeah, I thought that was pretty clever.
Also, if they bring him back in a later movie, then we cannot trust... I mean, we already can't trust them killing people off, because now everybody who dies in an Avengers movie is going to be brought back later. Coulson died, now he's back. Quicksilver
There's-
died, then he comes back.
There's been four people that have died and came back already in the MCU.
What are the other two?
Technically, Bucky,
Yeah, Bucky,
Oh, yeah.
Coulson.
Yeah, Bucky died.
well, he died, but like we thought he was dead at the end of the first Avenger.
There was Bucky. There was Coulson. There was Jing May.
That's
And-
right.
Oh, Jiaying.
Shield.
Yeah, Jiaying. That's her
S.H.I.E.L.D., you're right.
Jiaying.
Right,
name. And,
okay.
who was the fourth one? I saw an article about it. It's where I heard this. Literally everyone who has died in the MCU has come back already.
Yeah.
So
Is
It's
Odin
not-
dead?
Oh, we don't know what's up with Odin.
We don't know what's up
That-
with it. Oh,
that
no,
was
he's in
last-
Odin's
That's
sleep.
right. We don't know. We don't know about
No.
it.
He's Odin.
We don't know if he's in Odin's sleep. That was left
Oh, right.
very
That's
wide
left
open.
open.
Because,
Right.
you know,
But Loki's him right now.
right, the
Yeah.
guard walks up. The last you see of Odin is him talking to the guard, who is actually Odin. And then...
Yeah.
No.
That's actually Loki, I'm sorry. And then the next thing
Yeah.
you know, it's Loki on the throne. And yes, Dom,
Right.
Sky's mom is Jiaying. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Another thing, Dom's not on here, but he's mentioning some good points in chat. For him, the Black Widow Hulk love story was the most awkward thing he's ever seen. It made him feel uncomfortable to watch. Which, if you know
Yeah.
Dom like any of us do, making him uncomfortable is almost impossible.
yeah, that
No, it's really not. I've done it.
It did feel kind of forced.
You
Yeah,
gotta dig deep.
I'm gonna tell you why it feels forced.
okay, and I agree, it does feel
Black
forced.
Widow, her entire life has not been allowed to have feelings.
Right.
So she is right now running with it. It is
Right.
very awkward for her.
Yes,
So
it is.
it's gonna look awkward on the outside of her. She probably feels very awkward on the inside. She's trying to play it suave. Kind of works, little bit, maybe not.
Occasionally works.
And Banner's trying, probably feeling it super awkward too, because you can never have a domestic, dispute in that relationship.
No.
I mean, if you have a problem with your man, that's one thing, but when your man can get angry and turn into a giant green thing that can crush your head with 2 fingers,
You have to play hide the cucumber.
oh god,
But
John.
They did have a couple of those jokes where I was just like, ew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
the whole
there's the hide the
hide
zucchini,
zucchini.
and then it was something about being hard on me, and I was just like, ew. Why'd
Yeah,
you say
that
that?
The
That was
Duh.
Tony Stark and War Machine. That wasn't them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That was.
Tony said, "Hide the
like,
zucchini."
yeah.
You
Widow
guys aren't
said-
playing hide zucchini, are you? No, we can't fly. Remember?
Right. And now you mentioned War Machine, can I just say how happy I was that they had War Machine show up?
Can we? I would love to talk about War Machine. I'm very excited to talk about War Machine.
Talk
Can we
about
just
War
back up?
Machine. We're backing it up.
I want to finish talking about Widow.
Oh, okay.
And
Finishing Widow. So yeah.
Because I think the end, like she pushing him off, making him turn into the other guy, is very important. That's like a very important part of that story. I think we need to talk about that now.
All right. Yeah. I adore you, but I need the other guy right now.
Yeah, because she needed to be up there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was so ready to run away.
Right.
Yeah.
She just couldn't do it yet.
No, she couldn't do it
Couldn't
yet.
leave the mission,
No.
and that to him is like, for her, the mission will always come first.
Yeah.
Always. She's never known anything else.
Right. Exactly. And that's the awkwardness there.
I mean, it's a little more pure than that. It's their friends. She has
of course.
friends now.
Yes, she has friends
like,
now.
She's like, you can't leave them, idiot. Get in the fucking hole.
Yeah.
I adore you, but we gotta go.
Get in the hole. Just get
Get the
down
fucking
the hole.
What's wrong with you? The world's ending.
Yeah.
But they'll never get their chance because he took the Quinjet and
The Hulk sat for the first time.
The Hulk took the Quinjet, not
Right.
Banner. The
exactly
Hulk took the
the
Quinjet.
Hulk took the Quinjet.
Yeah.
Guys, the Hulk sat down. No one's as freaked out about that as I am.
Yeah, no. And
You're
I
right.
mean,
Sat the fuck down.
I'm not that freaked out about it because I've seen versions of the Hulk where he's smarter.
Mm-hmm.
This one hasn't been smart.
No,
This
but
is
I think
important.
he's evolving. The
Into
whole point of this movie was
Red Hulk.
no, not Red Hulk. No,
No, I
not even Gray Hulk. Just a different Green Hulk.
not even off green.
But the whole point of this movie is evolve or die. That was Ultron's whole thing. It's like humanity needs to evolve. The Avengers need to evolve. They can't just pretend like they're not monsters anymore. They have to physically move past it.
Right. Which I think most of them did in some fashion. So War Machine. You want to talk about?
Yes, War Machine.
Go for
I don't
it.
have a.
That's okay.
You don't have a War
Oh
Machine
no!
mask?
You say what you want to say about War Machine first. I just wanted to go back and talk about.
I
Banner.
just
go.
I like that they
I'm glad
added
it
him
was-
in there.
He was there.
He was there,
I wanted
and
more
he
Falcon.
yeah. I mean, as Falcon said at the beginning, he's distracted by their missing persons case, which, well, gee, guys, I
Yeah,
wonder
he's
who
looking
he
for
could be
Bucky.
looking for. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
He's looking for Bucky.
Bucky!
Yeah, I just love that they threw him in there.
So what do you guys think about his running joke there at the party?
Oh, God, I don't even remember the words to it. Oh, yeah, like, he dropped the tank right down in the
And
dictator's
boom!
living
Is
room.
this your tank?
Yeah.
This belonged to you?
This belong to you. You guys suck. This joke kills.
Right.
Oh, is that the whole story? Oh, it's a great story. Really
Great
good.
story. Really, really good.
Really, really good.
Fabulous. So, War
suck.
Machine is, that whole end scene, like, I'm guessing who the new Avengers are going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And
Well,
War Machine is one of them.
and so is Falcon.
Well, that's Captain's
so is the pigeon.
Captain's Avengers,
Right, the Captain's Avengers.
and Tony Stark gets the other guys.
Yeah, that's going to be very
Well,
interesting.
I don't know if you can I don't think it's going to be like Cap's Avengers and Iron Man's Avengers. I think it's Team A and Team B. The A team and the B team.
Mm-hmm.
And the B team's got it for now. B team's on duty. If they need the A team's going to come back,
Right.
Right
But
now,
for
the
now-
A team
Yeah.
has stuff to do.
A-Team, yeah, but for
Yeah,
now, B-Team is on
shit to
duty,
do.
like you said, and B-Team is by no means, less than A-Team at this point. You got, I mean, one of them's powered by an Infinity Stone.
Yeah,
Right.
seriously.
So, I
Yeah.
mean,
3 of them can fly.
Yes, 3 of them can fly. One's a super soldier, one's a crazy assassin, and one of them is powered by, one of the 6 most powerful devices in the universe. So
Scarlet Witch can't fly yet, huh?
Not yet.
She will eventually.
Yeah.
She'll figure it out, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think she'll easily figure that out.
Well, at least we have mind bullets on the team.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Mind
You
bullets.
seriously was
Mind bullets!
Yeah.
See,
Mind
but I mean-
bullets.
I think I can't wait to see Rhodey really come into being an Avenger, because we saw in this movie where he was like all about the story he could tell, and I feel like there's
Yeah.
so much more character development he's got to do before, he's really an Avenger. And I can't wait to see that.
You definitely get to see it because, yeah, stuff's gonna go crazy and things
Real quick.
Yeah, because
Real quick.
he's obviously going to be a big part of Civil War when that, Captain America 3 when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And so is Falcon, so we're going to get a lot more of both of them coming up, which
Yeah.
I'm very happy about. Now, the thing I have to ask, and this is going to cross into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. territory, but is that campus they were on what Coulson's been hiding?
Yes, I think so.
There's a lot of people on the internet who say that, but I don't think it is.
Right. Now, it's
'Cause
obviously a time skip right now. Because from the end, when they defeated Ultron to when they were showing, the Avengers at that campus, it was obviously a few months because Hawkeye's baby was born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It was not a
Did
new
they
book.
name that baby Pietro?
his middle name was Pietro.
Oh! Alright, it's cute.
It very cute.
Continue.
I'm continuing. You lost me there. But, yeah, there was a time skip. So when we do watch this week's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which we haven't yet, and it's sitting there taunting us, when we do eventually watch that, it's going to be a couple of days after Ultron was defeated.
Yeah.
So it's going to fill in some gaps, hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think that what the facility we saw was not the only part of Theta Protocol. I think it's gonna be more than just
Mhm.
that.
It's got to be more than just that, yeah.
There has to be specific. My dad mentioned something that happened in the comics where it was an initiative of making Avengers bases with the intention of training, different teams, so that you have a bunch of different teams of Avengers all over the world.
Mm-hmm. So, some good points from Dom in chat while we've been talking about this. Avengers is turning into this huge ensemble cast, which is making it difficult to spread out enough screen time for all of them, which when they start with the Hawkeye, Hulk, Widow subplots is why we don't get to see enough of these characters. But he says the Wakanda story was done brilliantly, though.
Honestly, and I find this hilarious, but I'm on the opposite side of Dom. It's not that I don't think Wakanda was done well. I think Wakanda was done well. I just think it was there's clearly so much of that was cut out that you can feel it.
Well, it's meant to be a teaser or a taster before the Black Panther movie.
Oh yeah.
But I was under the
Oh, yeah, of
impression
course.
that we would be seeing Black Panther in this movie. At least that was the impression I was given months ago.
I was hoping.
I was
Well,
hoping
they
too.
filmed
Sure.
they filmed so many different characters. Like even Loki was in the movie, and then they
Right.
cut all of it out.
Yeah, Joss Whedon
So-
said there was
Yeah.
plenty cut out due to...
So who
Whatever.
knows what's going to be on the deleted scenes? Blu-ray or whatever.
There better be all of them. They better
I just think,
So,
Lord of the Rings this and give us an extended edition.
oh, that would be
Yeah.
amazing. I just think
So-
that in terms of the Hawkeye, the Hawkeye subplot versus the Wakanda I mean, they're not. I can't even call them subplots. Like my body won't let me. But Hawkeye versus Wakanda, I think Wakanda seemed unfinished, where Hawkeye was nice and rounded and finished.
Mm.
And I'm lagging.
No, it's okay.
Yes.
You came through perfectly
It was okay. You came
understandable.
through.
You're fine.
but okay, so, I
Go.
mean, the only thing is, so Falcon and Widow got their due in Captain America 2. They got plenty of screen time. We
yeah.
haven't seen Tony in a while. We haven't seen Rhodey in a while. We haven't seen Thor in a while.
Hawkeye in a while.
We haven't seen Hawkeye since fucking
Avengers.
Avengers 1, yeah.
I feel like they needed the extra time just to kind of get us up to speed on how they've been doing. You know,
I agree.
I'm not that upset that I didn't get. I mean, I wish Falcon was in the fight, but I'm not upset that I didn't get more of him. We know what he was doing, and that was enough for me. And we got a lot of Widow in Cap too. We got a lot of. I mean, he was with Widow for most of the movie.
We got way more Widow in that than I expected.
Of course.
Right.
But
So
I think the difference is that we didn't get so much character development from her in that movie as opposed to this one.
True. I
that's
guess.
Where she's
okay with me.
confronting
I don't
her
know.
feelings or expressing herself
Mm-hmm.
more than
Which
just
is okay.
being an awesome badass, which she also is. Hey, guess what? You can kick ass and have emotions. Yay.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it was just that I just like the criticism that side plots detracted from the movie. When I left that movie, I felt like everyone got their due. I felt like everybody got enough of their stuff out. I didn't feel like anyone was shorthanded, and I stand by that because I think because if you didn't have all these side plots, it would have just been more fighting.
Yeah, true.
And that would have gotten really, really boring. I mean, it would have. There was enough fighting in that movie. Everybody got their moments in fights, which was great, which they managed to do. Everyone looked cool for a little while.
And something I think that's hilarious is that Dom, Dom told me that he thought there wasn't enough fighting. I read something where someone said there was too much fighting. I'm like, everyone has something bad to say about this movie, and I think it's because it's in an awkward spot in the universe where it has to set up the future. That's what it has to do. That's its job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it existed fine on its own. I think it did. I think it did just okay.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, now that you say that, we have, because I forgot. You're right. We haven't seen Hawkeye since how long? So him getting his due was great.
He needed it. He needed like Erika said. He needed a reason to be there, and now we have a reason. I think it was a wonderful little story, and I love him more now.
Right.
He got to be like the funny, cool guy that he is.
He is the Danny Glover of this movie.
No.
He's too
old for this shit.
He is too old for this shit.
He is now too old for this shit.
Around.
Too old for this
And
shit.
I think, and to go back again, like people, I know another complaint was that there was no threat to the character. Like no one felt like they were in danger. But that wasn't the point of the movie. The point was that they were supposed to be questioning themselves. That was the danger. The danger was that they were unsure and shattered, not that they were going to die, because they're fucking superheroes, guys.
And I thought we were
right.
I thought we were leaving this
now.
movie. Thought we were leaving this movie with, you know, people closer to each other's throats than they were.
But
Right.
I think the setup to Civil War is supposed to show us that this team can be divided. It's not supposed to divide the team, because obviously we'll get the division in Civil War. It's just to show that, hey, this vision is there already.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be exploited.
Right. And
But at the same time, that it doesn't have to be like, well, I don't like him. Well, I don't like him.
Yeah.
Civil War.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
That's what
like
all the memes been though.
yeah. I mean, it's not that simple. Like it needed to do this to make it. You know, it's going to be more believable when it does happen. I think
It will definitely be more believable.
Well, you gotta have some kind of interplay, like when they Maria Hill walked onto the ship and was like, "All right, boss, here's my work," and Tony's like, "I'm not the boss. He is. I just pay for everything, build everything, design everything." Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Make
there's that
everyone
little
look-
twinge of resentment.
Yeah, that little twinge. So they set it up pretty good for future movies. They confirmed the theory that the staff was the mind gem, the scepter. Well, semi. I mean, I didn't know what the hell was up with the gem on Vision's head. We knew it was going to be an Infinity Stone, but apparently, you know, it was inside the scepter.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be the Soul Gem, like a sort of Adam Warlock thing.
Right.
But they pulled that
Adam
switch.
Warlock's got that.
I feel like I said it recently, where there's a gem inside the staff.
Yeah, you
And
may
I-
have.
Right.
Well, and also from that,
Same thing with the Tesseract. There's a gem inside the Tesseract.
Right, exactly. There's a gem inside the
Explains why
Tesseract.
the staff and the Tesseract are the same
There's
color.
one inside the staff. The Aether is one. There was one inside the orb, and now we're left with the Soul Gem and the Time Gem.
Yes.
Which
I'm convinced Thanos has the Time Gem.
because we said Thanos has to have the gem, a gem.
Yeah.
He already gave. He had to have multiple gems because he gave the scepter to Loki.
Yeah.
So he knew he was giving up a gem.
Yeah, he was comfortable enough giving up a gem. So it would be a logical assumption that he has one in his back pocket still.
Right. Technically, if he has the time gem, he doesn't have to worry about giving up the mind gem because he could just go back through time and yoink, pick it out of space and time and get it back to himself.
But I feel like he's more in for the sport, and he likes watching this play out.
That too.
Which gem was it in Guardians? I can't remember.
Power.
Power.
Okay.
So we've seen space, power,
Explosions!
mind, and reality. I swear that Doctor Strange is going to deal with the Soul Gem.
Well, in Guardians...
Or Guardians
There-
2, even.
In
Adam Warlock's
Guardians...
gonna have the Soul Gem.
In the first
I'm putting
Guardians...
my bet there.
There was like an Easter egg teaser thing in the background of the collector's
Collection.
collection was the cocoon that Adam Warlock could be in.
Right. It was a cocoon very much like the one from the comics.
Yeah, and after the power gem blew up, the cocoon was broken open and empty.
Right. So if
But the theory is Adam Warlock's out there
Right.
or something.
And that's a fitting theory. So that could either come into Guardians 2, the Soul Gem,
Yeah.
or Doctor Strange. We're going to get it eventually, and then I don't know where they're going to do the time gem. Thanos has got to have it. And then, last thing to mention, the mid-credit, the post-movie scene during the credits, just very simple. Thanos, saying, fine, I'll do this myself, and putting on the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, that was pretty epic.
And then people have been saying, oh, but it didn't have any gems in it. Thanos must not have those gems. No. If you paid attention in the first Thor, the Infinity Gauntlet was in Odin's treasure vault. It was just, when they passed by, it was sitting there in the background.
Mm-hmm.
So, if Thanos had to go there to get it, it's not going to have any gems in it already.
Yeah.
So
do you
Thanos could
think
have
that
a gem
that was-
somewhere else.
Do you think that was him breaking into Asgard, or does he already have the gauntlet?
I don't know if that was him breaking into Asgard, and if he's as powerful as he should be, I don't think breaking into Asgard would exactly be difficult.
Of course. Or,
No.
whoa, if Loki's on the throne, maybe he just let him in.
Yeah.
Oh my
there's
god,
that.
Loki's on the throne, that's right.
Loki's on the throne, he could have just let him in.
He probably just, let him in and let him take it.
Here, Thanos.
Can I just
have this.
say, Ragnarok is gonna be insane.
Yeah, we already know
It's
that.
gonna be fairly insane.
It's going to be fairly nutty.
Yeah.
Because, that was in this movie, that was Thor's whole fear mind thing. I think he was seeing part of Ragnarok.
He definitely was.
He probably was. Asgard's fucked.
Thor plays a big role in the Norse
Wow.
mythology Ragnarok. I actually never read the comic Ragnarok.
Yeah, well,
I know
it's his movie, so.
I don't know how they're going to do it. I know in the comic it involves him killing Loki and carrying his severed head around on his belt while the head still talks to him.
Can that happen, please? Please?
That's one... I forget what comic that's from, but I do know that Thor does kill Loki in one of the comic storylines.
Wow.
So, I wonder if that's what they're going to do, because I could just... A disembodied Tom Hiddleston head, being a sarcastic prick.
And
Yep.
I really want to read the Norse myth again, because I'm forgetting all the details and who actually starts it. But Dom says, R.I.P. Thor in Ragnarok. Actually, that would be pretty interesting if they kill off Thor in Ragnarok.
It would be very interesting, and, we got to get to a point where they eventually... they're superheroes. Superheroes aren't supposed to die, but one of them's got to, kick the bucket eventually.
I think it's going to be Cap first.
I know it's going to be Cap.
I think
Chris
we can
Evans
all
isn't
agree.
slated for that many more films, And, I mean, if you read Civil War, the comic, you know what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think he's even signed for Avengers. So
He might not be.
I don't think he is.
I mean, when we did the Winter Soldier podcast, we theorized that Bucky's going to take his place pretty soon.
Well,
yeah,
I think-
mean, it makes sense that they're leading up to that. The Falcons are looking for him so
I
much
think
that they'll find him.
I think Chris Evans was signed for 2 movies, and it was Age of Ultron and then one more Captain America movie.
Yeah.
Civil War now.
Yeah, I mean,
but
it's completely possible that they're going to go. that
so
route.
if they don't sign him for more, it's very possible that
They might kill him off.
I will be very sad.
They might
Who
kill
knows?
him. Hey, you know what? They might kill him and Thor off.
Phase 3 is still in
Jesus, in their
development,
own
so
movies?
who knows?
Yeah,
And
I don't see Thor dying. I don't know. I feel
I
like
imagine-
he's gonna.
If
He's
somebody's
got more
gonna
to
die,
do.
if somebody's gonna die, it's gonna be in Avengers Part 1.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like
I
not
think
gonna
a
be in
lot
a-
more than somebody is going to die in Infinity.
It's not gonna be in
War.
a title movie. It's gonna be in the actual Avengers.
Yeah.
Avengers 3 Part
Yeah.
1.
You know what? Infinity War
Probably.
that would be the perfect time for them to, especially for people who aren't familiar with the Infinity Gauntlet saga.
Infinity Wars.
Yeah. That would be the perfect time to, like, the last 2 minutes of Part 1, Thanos gets the 6th gem into the gauntlet, and then just, bam, wipes out half the universe.
Yeah, half of everyone.
Because that's what he did. The first thing he
Right.
does is kill, like, 50% of all life in the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, just dead.
Just everybody's dead, gone, done.
Yeah. The only one who actually didn't, like... The only people who actually held their own in the Infinity Wars were Thor and Adam Warlock.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else got the shit kicked out of them.
I'm pretty sure most, if not all, of the X-Men died in his,
Most of the X-Men
quick
died.
wipeout.
Yeah, most of the X-Men were dead.
One of
Doctor Strange could hold his own too.
One of the Fantastic
But that
Four
was-
survived, right? Didn't Reed Richards survive that, or did he go with
I
it?
think Reed Richards.
No, he went. I don't
I don't
remember.
remember. I'd have to
Go
look.
back and
But
read all this shit.
The only reason I insist that they need to introduce Adam Warlock is he was the only one who could fucking fight Thanos. Like,
Yeah.
he needs to be there or they're all dead.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Maybe Doctor Strange too, depending on how powerful they make him in the movies. But I definitely think Guardians 2 is going to have Adam Warlock, and we're going to get some. I don't think Thor's going to. That's why I just don't think Thor's going to die, because I feel like Thor and Thanos need to fight.
Yeah.
So
maybe.
Thor's going to make it through Ragnarok.
I just think
All
it
right.
would be really interesting.
It would be interesting.
It would be, but it's just because like he's the one having the visions. He's the one preparing for the future. So it would be like really shitty if he doesn't get to go see it. You know.
True.
That is very true.
So.
Yeah.
I just think if anyone, it's going to be Cap, and Thor will rage on.
Thor
And I
will
think-
rage on.
And at some point, the long-awaited Avengers Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. crossover, where everybody found.
Agents of Avengers.
Well, everybody finds out that Coulson's alive, and
Didn't
know.
do that this movie.
all
Oh
this
no!
stuff.
Oh no! What if it happens like as Steve is dying and Coulson comes up and oh no! I made myself sad.
Don't do that.
He came. Oh my God! He comes up as Steve is dying, and then Steve dies, and Coulson's just like, "I'll never get my card signed now."
Oh wow! No! Shut
Sorry.
up.
Sorry, I had to.
The worst.
Take him to Tahiti.
You know, yeah, someone's got to know that Coulson's alive.
Yeah.
Well, they did when they interviewed the cast of Avengers on, was it Jimmy Kimmel? Jimmy Kimmel, I
Yeah.
believe. They, Clark Gregg did ask them a question, and he's like, "When are you ever gonna, do some kind of television crossover?" Like hinting really heavily, and with the exception of Jeremy Renner, everybody else said, he just stayed silent during it, but everybody was like, "All you gotta do is ask." Like seriously, all they have
Well,
to do is ask us.
If Jeremy Renner stays silent, then that might mean that he's gonna be
Right, he was
already
just
has a role
he was just smiling
coming,
like he knew
yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Like that little shit
I could
back
see
there.
him.
Like
He's got the best shit-eating grin out of all of them.
he really does.
Is
What a fuck.
Renner. Renner's got a really good shit-eating grin.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr. has like the shittiest, eatingest grin, though.
Grinniest.
I mean,
The grinniest.
please be a secret door. Please be a secret door.
Please be a secret door, please be a secret door, please be a secret door.
Yeah, I love that.
Yay!
So, closing
And
thoughts. Because Go on.
I've seen that people are already making those Jarvis is my co-pilot bumper stickers.
I want one so bad. I can make one. I actually have sticker paper.
we'll do that. So, closing thoughts. Great movie.
I
Yeah.
think it's a great movie.
Yeah.
I can understand what everyone else is saying.
Yes.
I do not agree.
Everybody has
completely
valid
understand.
opinions, but they are opinions.
Yeah, no, I don't think that they're invalid opinions that people, think negatively of this movie, but I just, again, I don't agree.
Right.
I
So everybody's going to have their own thoughts and whatever. So,
Oh, and I didn't even say they actually were kind of like hinting at the love story that can exist between Wanda and the Vision.
there is that too. So, in closing, I give the movie a 9 out of 10.
Da 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 da.
Chrissy?
It's Winter
Good luck.
Soldier. It's Winter Soldier, Ultron, Avengers.
You know what? I have to... Yeah, nothing is going to top...
Yeah.
Nothing has topped Winter Soldier. And there hasn't
Winter-
been much since
Yeah.
it, but
There hasn't been much since.
for me, Winter Soldier
But-
is still the pinnacle of Marvel movies so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, John, Age of Ultron?
I think I would put it in the same ranking, probably just below Winter Soldier. But yeah, I was more than happy to see that movie.
Mhm.
Everything happened that I wanted to happen.
Right. And Erika, your thought?
Yeah, I loved it. It was. I'd probably have to agree there with the, same 3 ranking, but then maybe Guardians right under that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Guardians...
That's number 4.
Guardians was fantastic for its own reasons, which is why I wasn't going to mention it. But
Yeah.
Guardians was another fantastic movie.
I kind of forgot about that too, but that was
That movie, as far as funny goes, I love
unparalleled.
Well,
Right.
as for now, Guardians is not really meshed into the MCU, but it's
That's
just
why I wasn't really
backstory.
thinking of it.
And
Yeah.
going forward, it'll be, even more. I don't know. They'll tie them in.
They'll tie him in better
Yeah.
going
It's
forward.
gonna be
Absolutely.
integral.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the Infinity Wars.
So,
Oh man, I feel like there was something funny else I wanted to say. Oh my god, Maria Hill was in rare form.
mm-hmm.
So, but
She was.
she's just they're having the conversation about Ultron. She's just picking glass out of her foot, like no big deal.
Yep, no big deal. There's just glass in there.
Testosterone.
Yeah, testosterone.
Excuse me.
So that is our show, everybody. Good talk. Good stuff. I can't wait for Civil War, but we're getting Ant-Man next. So,
Which will be interesting. We've seen a few of the previews.
yes, we've seen a preview, and
Mhm.
it looks very interesting. It seems like it's going to be another standard...
Did you guys see an Ant-Man preview before you saw the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
There were
Yes.
3
That was
trailers. There were 3 trailers, exactly. There was Ant-Man, Fantastic Four, and Batman vs. Superman. In that order. And we
and
had...
in basically my order of interest in them.
Right.
I
Imagine that.
can't.
There was a guy in front of us who was fangirling so hard over Batman vs. Superman, and I'm just like,
It's gonna suck.
Yeah. Do you want to know my order? Yes. No.
why?
Why?
Hell no.
Yes, no, and why?
There was
Why?
there was like 5 previews when I watched it, but
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Anyway,
it
Erika,
was nice.
where can they find you?
Pretty much everywhere at Erika Reigns 7.
Okay, John. There you go.
No, we're starting bottom. Okay, you can find me at no more on the Twitter and at Nahajam NHOJM on YouTube for Let's Plays and stuff.
It's called a lower third. Where would you expect it to be? On the left? Clio?
I actually just remembered we didn't talk about Claw losing his arm.
Oh,
Ultron just rips his arm off and is like, "Ooh, that'll be all right. You'll be fine."
yeah, you'll be fine. Totally fine.
And then kicks him down the stairs.
Where can they find you, Cleo?
You can find me laughing at Claw's missing arm at Cleomoto on the socials and on Twitch at the Cleomoto.
Indeed. I was kind of hoping he would rip it off and, make some kind of my precious comments that would have just tied it all together.
Or use it as a back scratcher.
Or use it as a back scratcher. Do robots have itches? I don't know.
Do
You can
robots
find me.
feel?
You can find me on Twitter at Philodrin. And you can find all of us on Facebook, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, YouTube, Twitter, at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us at those places for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. And movies, eventually. I don't know what our next movie is going to be, but it might be something interesting.
And if you follow us on Twitter,
50 Shades of Grey?
Shut up, John.
if you follow us on Twitter, you can play the what language will our tweets be in guessing game.
Right, we have no idea why that happens, but tonight it was Russian.
We don't.
And because of that,
Sorry.
Dom is not amused.
That was not amused.
Once again.
God, the internet almost saw my secret identity. God.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. And we're done.